So strap in, folks. It's time to see some professional Ancient. The knife's gone down. 1xBet does give Astralis the edge, and they do get that CT start as well. That's a genuine, that's a joyous giggle from Chad. It's like he's like a child on Christmas morning as a 32-year-old man.
I cannot wait to see how this one unfolds here.
We're into mid. Loving it. P250, a smoke middle in the fight initially. Thank you for Dupree.
Oh,
bye.
Ripped his head off right there. That one, another shot into Lara's here as Stiko's taken a chunk of damage. Magus has been put on notice. Glaive's gone down in the meantime. And wow, another kill for FPX. 3 are already fallen.
So a conversation topic that I really loved, Matthew threw it into my brain. He was talking to me just the other day and he was saying, I think we're going to be seeing similar CT setups to Cash in the sense of 1-3-1s or your 2-1-2s with a passive hold middle. We're going to be seeing just how important this middle part of the map is. It's just such a portal into transitional play, and it's cleaned up nicely by Zen. 2 quick clean headshots, and even a bomb plant for an extra splash of cash. 1-0, FPX off to the races, and we are going to be seeing Armored Deegs in response.
This is beautiful stuff. Now, the map has been updated in recent times, just for everybody playing at home who maybe hasn't been keeping up with it. Now, some of the newer additions is mainly over towards the B bomb site. They've changed some of the textures on the walls. They've added some color to some of the spammable boards. Now, spammable boards is where I want to just kick this one off. Some of these spots might look like they should be spammable or previously were. In the update, Valve accidentally made them unspammable. I have that on good authority that will be fixed as per the next Ancient update. But you're right.
Full mid control smokes. To the point where they smoked Lara and mid off spawn. Maiden taking early space up towards lane.
They've pushed up towards Shelf here, right? So that's an awkward position, and Dupree's on this tree boost. Awkward angle to clear.
It is. It should only be one, right? He's tucked. Good chance. Doesn't land the bullets, and A is open for business now. Astralis have to pivot through. This cross is very unfavorable, and the smoke's deep. Will completely lock them out. Looking great from FPX. Everything's going to plan so far. They can't really contest that plant. Zen has cancelled another 10 seconds or so on that smoke. No rush. Maiden even working on somewhat of a flank for Magic. I don't favor the Mac-10. Oh, just about. And everything else should now just be a question of time. Astralis, these Armored Deagles testing the water, but one by one they seem to fall. Simple enough. An A finish.
Wow.
Maiden had all that info. They didn't push for anything early B.
That's 2 clean rounds back-to-back for FPX to kick us off. Astralis has been blanked completely in the first 2 rounds of play here. And look, ladies and gentlemen, we're expecting this to be a bit more scrimmy, right? We're not really certain on how this is going to completely play out. I also, have to mention that the spawns changed, so the timing for the Ts is a little bit quicker, for the CTs a little bit more delayed. But we're going to see what they prioritize, what key areas of the map they think they need to be taking first. You can see here on the left of your screen getting into temple control. And I think if you're not taking control of certain areas, the bomb site is super open, very susceptible to spam through the smoke. Molotovs and nades on the bomb, and we're seeing a bit of a mid-stack situation here. That's a body block. We got a one-way now.
Cool. All right, Stiko, the anti-eco. One-way smoke. He's really going to be playing with fire if he crosses any further. Nades a little shy. But, I mean, you can't fault FPX here for just going for a very standard spread. Astralis making it very stylish. Anyone that rounds that corner, good chance they'll be gone, and an AK would fall into enemy hands. Glaive advances towards that Xbox and L-Ben fight. Lots of information for Zen, and he steps up to the plate. Oh, absolutely flawless. 4 frags in the 1 clip. Just Zipex remaining with his unarmored pistol, and
this might be 3 clean rounds in a row.
We could, I mean, let me look at the scoreboard. We do straight up have
this is insane.
5 0-3 members of
it's gonna
be. There we go.
This is wild. The fact they haven't got a kill just yet. I'm sure that's going to change right now. Just quickly for our observer Rushley, if we're able to catch, or maybe it'll be MC who'll have to get it. I think the FPX are throwing a smoke of their own towards the B ramp, right? Towards B long, B banana, whatever you want to call it, so that they're able to get some control and focus more on that lane area, so they can focus either to filter out of ledge towards middle or through the B hallways towards the site.
We're about to see how this one shapes up in more of a default stance. So 3 towards the early B.
Right there.
That's the smoke you were discussing. Finally dispatched just for default A with Stiko. Glaive is up on shelf, and likely he gets set up. There's no flash on Magisk. He'd love a little glance. They're peppered at nades, and he does threaten as well. Has to fall out. The smoke is fading. Farley could have caught him, and now Astralis do recede from their aggressions.
Oh, they've completely evaporated. Look at this. They've rotated out of A as well. Magisk is now swinging back towards B. Dupree's evacuated the A site. He's quite passive towards Temple, and Glaive's just in swing. So posturing early from Astralis here. Happy to be transitional in defense.
It's got a real banana B, hasn't it? Feel to it. They can see how this is going to be contested. Just retakes, mid-round util bursts. The posturing, the amount of info that's available. Look at Stiko's off angle. He's managed to get himself a nice little nook. Tucked in, safe, even be able to check the boost from there. He'll just be responsible for housekeeping. Oh, can he peek new halls from that? That's a little gross, actually.
Oh, that is cheeky.
Dupree, if he got a little peeky, could lose his head to a very ratty angle. 35 seconds then, and the bomb has maneuvered away from that B. There was 3 players gathered. Yeah, it does seem like A was going to be the finish. Zen is a component that I'm interested in. He's worked his way through middle ill. And he has managed to completely pip the gap. Now that rotation is locked off. It's Glaive and Dupree against the world.
Glaive's rotating as well.
Dupree catching Stiko on the advance. It's only Mag 10 for Emmy. But from behind, Zen strikes. He's even ready for another. Magisk has relieved the pressure.
10 seconds.
They just need to contest this plant. Holding it now, a very safe one from Farley, and it is down. The rest gets harder, not anymore. Taking down Dupree early in that temple does relieve a lot of the pressure here. If Emmy could find Magisk, could have got easier. Farley under a lot of pressure now. Another confirmed towards the temple. Bubsky very loud, but very proud as he finds a quick head. Farley 2 to find, does dip into the blind spot, peeks out, needed contact. And Astralis is successful retake, but FPX giving us a full demonstration of the power of having someone lock down that rotate.
Yeah, you could see what the priority was right there, right? They wanted to make sure they could get control of that B lane area, make sure there's no aggression down the B ramp, make sure that there's nobody in that bedroom area going for aggressive picks, get that mid control for free, because once that happens, the CTs are almost in no man's land. If you're out aggressive, if you're playing around a bit of silly business, you can be isolated. So the idea was great. I think if we also are honest with some of the weapons we saw here, Galil's and Mac 10s, we're about to see the full buy for FPX come out into round number 5.
A lot of people were critical of that coming from mid to Lara retake. There's a lot of those really tight
90
corners.
Degrees, yeah.
Do you feel like the widening of it has relieved some of that, or is it still pretty brutal?
I still think it's going to be difficult for teams to be able to clear all the angles.
So Maiden, he smoked himself off. He's peeked above it. This is naughty. Oh, and Bubsky's a dead man. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Maiden 30 HP. He will be found and traded. But lovely maneuver just for a solo B presence. That was very intimidating. Gets a frag. But now Astralis have the info. You can see the reaction. And straight into A. Hard shots to hit. Stiko's a sitting target. Dupree pushing in close. Oh. A good chance. Catching Farley with the pin pulled. Oh, so much damage available to them. Only Zen and Stiko battered and bruised. Walking into these lines of sight. I think he just jumped for the info. Does spot him out. Nice work from Zen. Softens up Zipex for a very, very difficult play. And Magisk made it near impossible. Great shot.
That's a huge fight to win right there for Magisk. It's a very, very difficult battle. With the M4 as well. Do well to get himself an AK going forward, but his Stiko, 11 HP, lots of time.
These fights, though, I mean, like, once you're in this site and the CTs have had time to be wherever they want to be, I mean, what? You're going to get shot in the booty one way or the other. It's a perfect setup. Glaive confirms everyone's in the right place. No one has to move a muscle.
Yeah, matter of time right here. Running out of ammo as well, so Stiko goes down. Second round on the board to Astralis here. Now, I think the discussion the desk were having about these two teams, these are two of the teams who you would expect, or at least history would say that they're happy to do... Look, they're happy to get stuck into the newer maps, right? Astralis are the ones we've known that they've vetoed Mirage forever. There was a question of, do they want to start playing Mirage now, or do they want to pick up the new map again? Well, they did it with Vertigo. They're doing it again here with Ancient. And then for FPX as well, when you consider this international squad is middle of the pack, right? You consider them a dark horse, but you never consider them a contender. This can help elevate them.
I have a genuine Ancient question in a second, Chad. I'll just wait to see how this very aggressive mid play plays out and pans out. Magisk was ahead of the smoke. They're both lining up for him, fully flashed on B. Maiden has been tested religiously on this early B aggression. Farley's there to pick up some degree of the pieces, but a nade deters, and Bubsky's already taking a huge amount of space. Chad, piece this one together for me, because this is going to be very weird for FPX.
Yeah, there's territory to work with here, but the fact that Bubsky's in the backlines, I don't think they'll be clearing that spot right there, and Dupree's even on a fact-finding mission of his own. So right now the map is going to get very, very small for FPX, and they don't even know it.
God, Bubsky completely slipping the net. That's horrible.
Glaive's playing retake.
Retake, perhaps a stretch. If he gets smoked off, Molly deep. This is Farley to deny. He's standing in the flames, tucked in. It's very uncomfortable. He does take one with him. 2 versus 3 established, and Bubsky, this late arrival could be perfect. They're not looking. There's no way they're looking. Now Zen demanded to clutch. He's been so good so far. 9 frags already, and 1 in this round. Would need to leave with 12. That's not how maths works.
He slipped the net.
No kits on Astralis either. Zen could really continue this hot start he's had here on Ancient. Plant's not bad for him. Finding Bubsky early and cleanly. Now he knows the hunt is on. Tucks in. Dupree running out of time. He's getting ants in his pants. Zen not ready for it though, and no time. That's another for FPX, and a nice clutch from Zen, who has come into Ancient blistering hot.
This is some fun Counter-Strike to see here. You can note that there were so many fights that started on that round all over the shop, right? It will be such a brawly kickoff. When we're seeing all these teams who are untested against each other, especially in officials, Megas is pushing through a smoke there to get back mid-control, right? You're pushing down long simultaneously. Look at all the fights going on across the map all at the same time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really, really thought that Bubsky's late flank was going to be brilliant. No one's expecting that timing. No one is expecting that timing. I'm sure that's something Astralis have discussed, right? Like, that's an incredible way to deny those late Bs or mid to Bs through the lights and through the bedroom. Really cool. Tactical timeout called, though, and that's, of course, off the back of an FPX 4th.
You know what I really like about this? We're not talking about the lack of device. We're only talking about Ancient.
That's true. One question, though.
Yes. You
know how we call that corner by Big Box near Temple?
Yes.
We call that NBK.
Yeah.
Now, we really shouldn't do that, should
No, we
we?
shouldn't.
No. So what do we do? I don't want to be calling it corner. You know, I think that would make people mad. There's lots of corners on a map of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So we're just going to extend it to you. We've been calling it NBK. What do you call it? If there's anything that the jury has got out, I've been looking at all of the maps you guys have been making. What does it say on our fancy one we liked? They don't have a corner. It's such a powerful corner, though.
Oh, that's a very interesting smoke. They've just smoked off towards the lamps exit.
Oh, but Madis can peek around it. Oh, Emmy blind, vulnerable and dead. Oh, Astralis making these pistols work, short-lived. Farley taming the spray of the AK enables numbers to once again return to FPX rule. Not fun duel for Zipex to be taking. Dancing around this between long and short. On long now, and there's Maiden. Oh, well found by Zipex. He's actually managed to level the odds here. He gets away with a second. Not a third, though. Stiko makes sure of that. The one-on-one is established, and ladies and gentlemen, strap in, because Stiko has not gone towards the site. Dupree and Stiko locked in a battle of wits. He's even considering the full flank.
Oh. How long is he going to hit pause on this one for? There's still 50 seconds left on the clock, and Dupree's just walked on over and seen nobody home.
Dupree is wise, though. He's a wise. I mean, he's played so many years of Counter-Strike. He knows this player. He knows what he's cooking. He knows it's likely a cut of noise, and he's not going to get any ants in his pants. 38 for him to make a decision. Stiko would have to be pulling out his knife around 20. Go on, Chad. What do you reckon? 25?
Yeah, I think that from this position right here is not a bad estimate by any means, but he is heading back over towards the B bomb site, and Dupree's just stood still.
It looks so simple when you watch it unfold like that. 40 seconds. Dupree's been patient this whole time. Stiko, do you keep walking, though? I want no. Here comes the sound cue, and Dupree rewarded for his patience. He will have his weapon out, and he misses the shot. All of that waiting. Stiko's just sharper. And just making sure his AK doesn't get jammed on the way out.
Gotta keep it clean. You definitely have to keep it clean.
FPX.
Do you know that he didn't pick up the AWP?
Yeah.
That's quite interesting, right? Now, this map, it is going to evolve, and Farley, the man on your screen right here with a couple of nice kills, is the primary AWPer for FPX. So, interesting to note that they're not opting to go with the AWP on the T side.
He made that MP9 pay for itself with those 2 frags. So, valiant attempt, and Astralis kind of denied just by the absence of the flick.
You can see there as well that wall in which Dupree died at. In one of the more recent updates, they've changed the texturing on that.
Right?
Yeah, it's a bit lighter, so the models stand out.
Look at Glaive. So. He's right pushed up close.
This here is what you're talking about with the cache example, right? They're able to go this mid control, but this is like the mid warehouse.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, they've pushed red early with their P250s. They're counter boosting and they're flanking A-holes. Emmy though, Stiko called upon and thrive.
This one should be pretty easy here. Just going to mop on up the remaining kills. Farley with another crisp shot.
Why is he looking more and more like an anime protagonist every time I see him?
The fringe is going further and further down that forehead, isn't it?
Yeah. I have been scorned!
Okay, well, a bit of util there towards Temple, just holding Zipex at bay. Bubsky's on a, well, walkabout mission here. He's over towards top ledge. It's all that damage right here for Astralis. How much more can they take away? I don't think they're in a chances to get the round. Another opportunity gifted to Zipex here. Tickles him up. I love if this plays out, Alex, and it's like T-sided. We get everyone is like the thing that Maniac was mentioning with that is when you have a map that is getting played, right, and people at home are playing it in matchmaking or in any of the pug systems, utility is not on point. They don't spend all the time working out how you're actually going to use the T-sided util, the CT-sided util. They just look at the timings and the choke points and go, oh, this is how the map must play out.
Well, and I think often people are victims of the, you know, not being aware of how long they've played Mirage for. Like,
True.
you know, you would be shouting at your teammate if he ran out mid without a window smoke and a flash top mid. But you're not doing that yet in Ancient, and you're dying and you're going, oh, those damn CTs. Yeah. You know, like imagine if your teammate was going, oh, so CT-sided, guys. You keep dying when you run out without util. Anyway, that's not how we speak, and no one here.
That's how Rush speaks.
That's sorry, yes, that's a Rush League exclusive. We are into another round, round 9, and already early damage on this B take. Taking that early space on lane. It's a two-man project. Maiden and Emmy dispatched for it. And Glaive's actually actively looking to contest at least a little bit. Now, I don't play this side of the map, Chad, so you'll have to walk me through the kind of the battle that transpires here. Is it often this kind of Polly's pocket, B ramp, pushing for info, confirming lane is clear, back and forth, or is it much more passive on most of the time?
I think with the spawn changes, it will be more of this limbo style that we're seeing now. Yeah. Previously, the CTs were able to fight a lot more and get complete control. Oh, and Maiden didn't stand a chance right there. Emmy's been spotted as well here. Bullets through, and he's on the tag up.
Nice.
Dropped on down. The trades are there. Zen onto Glaive. But this is looking good for Astralis. They have a number advantage.
They do have Martin Steek
on the sneak.
Is Bubsky leaving?
It's a big gap right there.
Just as Bubsky leaves, Steeko has threaded the needle.
Huge gap.
Okay, pause. Farley, Zen, sit still.
25.
Steeko's going A though. What?
Oh, he needs a kill. He needs it
one now. 20 seconds. They've pressed pause for you, bro. What have you got to deliver? He'd love a shot now. Now would be perfect. Contact found. Farley does weather it. Needs to clear long, and he does. Locks down the rotate as well with a perfect smoke. There's nothing for Astralis to do about this.
Might just have to be the save call here. I don't know how they can give these rifles up. Things started well, the trades fell in their favor, and now it's just the pipping of that gap, that timing that Bubsky left on open. Through the smoke they go. What a risk.
Yeah, I can't believe he went for it, but he did force them back. They will head to the save. But here we go, 70 rounds, Chad. It's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Looking very good, aren't they? I love just some of the little details. The fact that they figured out a smoke here to land at that lane position over towards B. It was highlighted by the observers before to cotton off the push from the lamp area,
yes,
right?
Okay.
So that was one of the areas where the CTs, you can imagine that all the prongs they could have to fight. They can push down that B ramp, they can come out of the lamp area, and they can jump up if they get mid-control and fight. So 3 areas that they're able to tackle, and with some well-placed utility, they should be able to really disrupt FPX. But you can see FPX have that smoke you highlighted. They're dropping to one way over the top. That's going to dissuade any Molotov usage. This is definitely a lot of learning being done by everybody right here, right now. I know a lot of people may have had their appetite a little bit wet earlier in the week. We had Anonymous playing this map. We've had Sangala in it as well. I think Fours were playing it last night against Saw. So there's been a couple of forays on Ancient, but this is the first Tier 1 matchup we're getting.
It was cool to see the majority of the Space Soldiers boys back together again, or just like Paz and Major. You know,
their Engine's there.
Engine was
He's
there
a Cologne boy, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
70 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Get your Ancient engines started. Astralis are going to have to try and do so as well. Partial buy, most likely outcome here. We can get a quick recap of Zen, because I told you he'd picked up quite the pace. He's come around to a 12 or so fragging total, but he started off heading towards those double digits. The anti-eco certainly helped, but also a clutch.
Yeah, 1vx situations I think we definitely need to highlight right now in the favor of FPX. We had the one that Dupree lost on out to Steeko, and obviously that Zen one that you just saw on your screens. There's a deep Lara's smoke again for mid control. Pair that together with the top mid, and Magisk, he's already under a lot of pressure here.
Ooh, no, if there was ever a spot for a AUG.
Oh, the molly missed.
Yeah, but they might throw a second, and he will have to smoke now. Try and give himself enough space to peek. He's going to sit there, naded down to 8. He's keeping them alive. He's keeping them busy.
No more HEs.
They would have to swing into him, but regardless, it's a pre-fire, right? He's a dead man walking. He can disappear into the smoke should he desire, but this is not going to be easy. And even Bubsky set up for the walk.
Hello.
Straight through. He comes back through. Mudge is stealing ahead.
How did he even get one?
I don't even know. But the rest should just fall into place here for FPX. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Astralis only counting really on Dupree's M4, and they will batten down the hatches in middle.
What we saw just there is that awkward timing of mid, right? With that ledge position, you start turning your attention towards deeper mid, that mid window position over towards Lars, and somebody just peeks out ledge while you got your nades out. Things can get awkward. But right now, Astralis are in a pretty good position to pivot over towards A if the hit comes in. And as they creep up further through middle, there are some weapons to be found. Dupree has made a footstep.
Really interesting component of Ancient, which we'll see play out more, is just also the A-Halls being really finicky to arrive late to with no info. It's such a gamble. That is if you haven't lost 2 players and are on a partial buy. Poor old Dupree.
Great molly. It's going to delay.
Steeko's hit some shots, and he could get them both. Provides one. Glaive steps up to the plate, and the bomb's loose now. Astralis making this one a real fight. Maiden.
That's so open.
Scoop up that bomb. There is a safe plant spot, but Glaive can advance on that. The longer he waits. Oh, Maiden. He's in dire straits here. Faked it. Glaive confirms it's a fake. Maiden's got to get it down. It's safe enough. No, it's not. Bomb down. Half health. Ahead of the flash. Glaive hunting him down. Even flashed himself. He's looking real good tonight. 3 frags as well. And Astralis, I didn't think they had a voice in that one. Once the site was taken, you could see those crossfires, though, just starting to chip away. Really hard to catch a moment's respite for FPX.
Yeah, real light on you two, right? So if you smoke off towards CT or your focus is elsewhere, you can see what happens. We're going to talk about this a lot, and it is the open nature of the bomb sites. Look at this. Sitting ducks here for Glaive. Nobody focused over towards Lara's. Easy as you like. Getting some shots through the side of the box there. All the pressure you like onto Maiden. Flash is a bit deep. And Glaive, in-game leader, stepping up when he needs to. 7-3 the scoreline now.
Ooh-wee. That's a big change of momentum. And don't forget, Astrala's not fully invested into that one, so doing what they seem to always find a way to do.
Double orbs coming out. This might be interesting to see where Bubsky decides to wield this.
Ooh.
There's an interesting discussion to be had about that lamps and then how it connects through to the bedroom position on towards the site. If you post up an AWP there, you can potentially control the rotations from that lane position of back B over
if you're
towards
holding
middle.
the cross towards the ledge.
Yeah. So that could be something that if you do have mid control as well, you could post up an AWP there to really dissuade and kind of channel the Ts up through the B ramp position. Be interesting to see how this one develops. So we'll keep our eyes on Bubsky and where he takes his big green. Same said for Dupree. Heading over towards that A bomb site on his lonesome. Here comes out that Lara's smoke again.
Oh, straight ahead of the molly. Maiden. Oh, he takes matters into his own hands. He spotted Glaive. His teammate's blind. It's an even trade, all things considered. But this is a very early fight to be going down to a 3v3.
Bubsky took the AWP exactly where we were just discussing, so unable to find any impact right here, right now, but we are in a 3-on-3.
Another component of my A-Halls late discussion is that you have to be silent. As soon as you make a step, anyone in Lara's, anyone that's remotely in middle and that part of the map has it completely dead to rights in info. Now, Dupree couldn't have a better weapon for this job. Do they boost? Do they swing? AWP line is brave. It's the only way across. Steeko, though, does go ahead of the flash and loses his life because of it. Zen taking some serious risks. Gets across to triple. And now the bomb can go down uncontested. Emmy and Zen up against it all. I kind of like their setup. There is a vulnerability through that temple position. Emmy setting up for the afterplant. And Zen going to try and be the hero, take a couple with him. Zipex the first to dip his toe into the water. Zen needs this, and he takes it.
Diffuse gets on the floor now.
Yeah, battle that Emmy cannot afford to lose. He's deterred Bubsky for now. Time's ticking at a very rapid rate. He could just use the positioning alone to rot that clock. The pre-fire's there. It's a bit sketchy. They need to be on the bomb now, and it seems like Zen is going to add another 1vx straight to the situation. Locks it down. Leaves without a single bullet to spare, but FPX, they'll take the 8th.
Oof, that one is really going to hurt Astralis. You can see that around they did win. Yeah, it was done with predominantly pistols. They did have the saved rifles, but think about what they invested.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that double AWP setup. So right now the cash has just been siphoned out of the bank balance once again. And FPX, they are looking very, very good right now. 8, they've won the half. It's going to get desperate for Astralis soon, Alex. They might have to start going into more of these 4 spies. There's Devil Walk. He's got the lay on. He's getting fired on. Oh, great to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's been a proper nerd about this as well. You know, I can imagine he's absolutely loved the opportunity to sit there and theory craft.
This is refreshing, right? This is the thing when a new map comes in, it gives everybody a chance to level the playing field.
Bubsky, careful now. Like, I know Astralis are something special with these armored deagles, but this could be a very brutal half. You can't stomach 11, 12.
Lots of info here. Taking a lot of space right now. Here comes the exec.
And what are you supposed to do? Smoked off. Using that Mac 10 as a scout. Oh, he didn't check his corners. He did in time. Bubsky unawares. Good finds from Glaive. He gets 2 with his methodical deagle clicks. So yeah, the numbers favor them slightly. If Glaive has any capacity for more. Zen set up though and receives them with open arms, and he knows it's another. It's not Glaive he found in the feed. Falling apart now for Astralis. 1 short, 1 long. Glaive still finding headshots with his deagle. Somebody needs to put him to bed.
Oh,
Glaive! 4 with the Desert Eagle. Emmy's the last to find. He could do it. And he does!
What?
Glaive! That's absolutely magnificent. We talked about the Astralis deagles. We should talk about Glaives.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There's no way.
No!
What?
No.
Half a second, less than that. Oh, it was a gnat's wing either way. Oi. Oh, that's good. That's a real morale tester. Yeah, no, those were great. I didn't see this next one towards the ramp and long player, but I don't know, he pulls off that frag onto Zen. Never mind, comes back around onto Emmy, and look at the time now. Like, does he hesitate?
Oh, it's got to be so close. The music must have just started. That is so close.
I haven't seen a defuse that close. That goes the wrong way in some time.
Boy, all right. Here we go again. Straight into B.
They just took a barrage of nades. This one's going to be over quick unless Emmy does something just like that. Bubsky's been quiet on the AWP, pressured before. He's got 2 points of contact now. Has the support of Magisk. A big find onto Farley.
More nades.
Everyone's getting chipped away. Look at the damage. Magisk standing strong, very strong with 3. And okay, Astralis, catch your breath. Glaive, after the highest high and low combined, is now given a gift by his team. 4th, separated only by Maiden and his mouse and keyboard. He's got good old 70 seconds to see if Astralis will mess up. And I will reiterate, this is a brand new map in the pool. Mistakes are more likely to be made. The pre-fire, though, wasn't far off.
It's scary out there for Astralis, isn't it? Jesus.
And a new exciting component, not only for our teams, but for our production crew as well. They get to find pretty new angles. I love the candle approach. Well done, everyone.
Is that an MC job, Rushley?
You know it. You know it.
I can see his fingerprints all over his work.
Okay, well, this one here, you can see the pace change for FPX. That's the first time they've really gone hell to leather over towards this B bomb site. And they're able to stabilize now. So 9-4, look, we have no idea what a half is meant to look like in Ancient. So anything from either team is good, right? That's as simple as we can put it. FPX are going to be taking their first time out here, and for good reason. That Glaive round, everybody going down, no money left in the bank balance. They're all in B rush in the next with a couple of Mac 10s. Well, now they're out of funds. They're out of money, and they're opting to force here. It's not the place you want to be with the tail end of the half, so it will be 2 compromised buys for round number 14 and round number 15. But here you can see on the B stream, G2 taking on Extra Salt, and they're going to be playing Inferno. So I guess they want to play the old maps. Bloody normies. Get out here. Take a risk. Play some Ancient. Have a good time.
Mix it up. You know, they say time moves slower when you're just doing something for the first time.
Well, that's probably why when we cast Inferno now, the games will take about 74 minutes.
Yeah. But it feels like 10. Now...
Oh, that's a nice stat right there. Glaive, 18 kills. Rest of the team combined, 24. So he's having a bit of a game of it.
A lot of responsibility on Zipex for the B side of the map here. Look at their set. It's like a 4A lean. Mid, of course, a component of it. But the distinct lack of resistance. They've walked straight in toward lamps. Oh, Zipex starting to fall a little passive. And here they come. They've got a lot of space here, Chad. I'm getting a little nervy. There is no util. So as the fights are taken and won, A bomb plant is certainly something for the final round of play. And even that wasn't a certainty. Farley, though, will collect on the Deagle. Anything else a bonus here. They're grouped up, well equipped. Astralis will at least find that defuse with plenty of time.
Yeah, no dramas this time around. A few skits as well, so they've been able to stabilize, right? And I think the fact that they're sitting in a chance to course correct to get 6 rounds on the half, that's going to be great work, how this one started off. So there have been a lot of clutches. There have been a lot of epic moments. We're finally getting a bit of brawly Counter-Strike back in us.
Would you say that we're not going to be seeing much early A action, like as in, because of the presence of the power of single AWP holding that main position can be? We haven't seen anyone in the 14 rounds so far kind of experiment with early A pressure. I
think you connect that with the fact that if they are playing a mid-control CT setup, they'll be able to rotate through Laris quickly and beat you to defend the site before you can get out, right? If it's more pacey and what they do is slow it down and mask it behind a default, they'll be able to send one of those executes in a little bit quicker, but it's very hard to call here as Zipax is thinking about pushing through that smoke. Some speculative shots through, no damage done. Moving up to Beehive.
Boost?
Here's Emmy.
Well, that is a threatening boost. Zipex passive on pillar, a crucial position that you put someone, a safe pair of hands on.
Bubsky's warping that line we were talking about earlier as well.
Yeah, very hard duel for Zen here.
Oh, jeez.
The timing on Bumsky is just excruciating.
Oh, no.
Shot in the side of the head, and another man down. FPX suddenly looking set for 10. Bumsky's cast at the moment. We've witnessed it firsthand, just in this first half. Just reacting as the contact is found. And now there's an open play for Farley as well. Astralis down in the dumps, last chance saloon for this half. First shots connected. Still 4 hearts beating in the FPX jerseys, and Glaive does bail them out of trouble. Bit of space taken, but they doubled up on it. Maiden does well with the Deagle.
Here he is again.
And yeah, not gonna happen this time. 10. FPX putting in a solid shift on the T side. Another glimpse behind the curtain of what the pros have been up to on Ancient. We'll be right back with your second half.
You have to fight again, so take one step, take another. Find the strength for your brothers. Erase the doubt with your battle cry, with your battle cry. You feel the earth.
If we make it maybe Chris J and we had Crystal, he's something in between there. So like super good with preparation and stuff like this to make sure that we're well drilled and organized in the starts of the round, so that we can get a lot of opportunities. If you take Sunny, it's a little bit more loose, and players get a lot more responsibility in their decision making compared to what we prepare with Emmy. I think that's kind of how I would categorize it.
Okay, I've just about pieced my heart together again after Glaive's potentially most stunning and first ace on Ancient is denied by the clock. But regardless, guys, context for you all, if you just joined us, FPX and Astralis have given us the curveball of all curveballs right out of the gate. Day one, IEM Summer. We expected it in the best of threes. We expected a big conversation to be about this map right here. And here we are. First, or rather second best of one of the day. I'm Machine, he is Sponge. This is Astralis' T-side. First look, let's see. Smoke seems compulsory for a lot of teams, and oh, they flashed through it. They want to fight, look at this! Straight in with the USPs, jostling for mid control. A little
Wait, there's no one on B. Alex, there's no one from FPX holding B.
Yeah, and Bubsky's just confirmed that. It's like, lads, it's very quiet.
The bomb's coming as well. Sure, there's a defuse kit on Emmy, but this retake now gets really janky. Think about all the spots they can be in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was by design. FPX charging now through the back alley. They have a degree of number advantage. That could be very short-lived. Here comes Bubsky, and that was the connection. Traded. Zen looking for his 21st frag. Dupree, though, very quick on the trigger. 2 with the Glock. Taking battles of short and long. Magis confirmed, but very quickly
He's in the
found.
smoke.
And Glaive's going round the world on them. They're not expecting this. This is such a perfect play from Glaive and forces them off the bomb with that frag.
Has to stick it now.
This is his. It's all Glaive. Imagine if he loses to a close ninja.
Oh, no.
Yes, karma. There it is.
Oh, a bit of revenge right there.
Well, I have to admit that whole component in the late weird 2v2 mid-roundy on B.
Ring around the rosy, mate.
It's like, you know, Inferno, the entire A site, but on crack in a tiny little cube.
Yeah.
That's those little flanks, the after plant.
There's nowhere to hide.
Super fruity. And don't forget that Bubsky was doing the same on the other side of the map as well. Weird. Very weird. Good shooting from Emmy. Just shy of the mark in Glaive's play. The fact he was so quick to take that first fight could have cost him.
Oh, here we go. Let's see what FPX have for their CT side of Forcebyte. Bit of aggressive utility of their own. Close in
Glaive's already across, yeah.
Yeah, this is a power position, though, from Farley, because you can see these angles. It's 2 90-degree angles they have to clear if they want to walk into lamps. Won't be easy to get past Farley without one.
So the mid-control firmly taken. And actually walking towards Zen's Lara smoke. And
Oh, dear.
I mean, yeah, look what it's done. They can cross through that smoke. I don't know whether he has it. It's faded now. He'll operate under the assumption. And cleared out. Here comes the blurst. They're just going to explode now into Stico. He's on the boosted tree. They'll obviously have it in their flight path. Chaos with the MAC-10. That constantly moving, pesky character. Another required on that Deagle, and nicely steadied by Farley. The Deagles are all connecting. Bubsky confirmed to be coming in from mid.
Worth a crack now.
Yeah, and Emmy with an AK now on that temple position. If he could just isolate Zipex. So how wide will he swing? Zipex is safe.
Has to tap that bomb.
Yeah, he does. And don't forget, no kit either. Perhaps he's just going to play for more punish. Here comes Bubsky. Shadow, huge advantage, and Emmy will seize it. No time for the defuse, but happy to make what was very strong start from Astralis peter out into somewhat of a whimper.
Yeah, great call on the save here as well. This is one of the rare scenarios, and it's only because it's a new map. Normally, if we were talking about an established map on the CT side, for sport and then lost, we would say just take the save, hold on to that gun, that's all good. Right now, considering 4 Astralis players went down, FPX might even consider another buyback in. Look, it would still be very risky. The same pitfalls apply, but in a map there's going to be much more in flux, right? You saw Farley there step out. Nobody bloody looking at the guy. You're going to have a lot of those moments. That's all it's going to take. It looks like FPX don't want to take that risk. So they will be opting to just have some light pistols with that AK.
Oh, Chad, they're all going A side.
Okay.
Now that's exciting for me. What have you got for us, Sonic?
Oh, early exec util here.
Take
we know where
notes.
they go.
Get me my pen. Here we go. Full A out of the gates. Steeko can't believe his luck. Just before the flashes pop, so does
Smoke's
Zipek's
missed.
head. Lara's smoked. I think the big smoke looks a bit suspicious.
Yeah, it didn't seem to land over towards the CT box correctly.
Yeah, Zen drawing them in, trying to relocate, will be hunted down. A lovely gap around that smoke for that Deagle to work. Steeko pulls just enough out to keep it level. Farley with the USP was given a chance in the chaos of Bubsky's movement. But FPX, yeah, they're making this competitive. I can't believe Steeko's still alive.
Where can Bubsky go now?
Well, hang on, Maiden's gonna hear this.
And Glaive's going back?
With the bomb, though.
What is happening?
Told you the mid-rounds are gonna get super weird. He didn't see the bomb on the radar, though, so he's gonna know.
A's open now for Glaive. He has no idea.
Bubsky. Oh, and he's gone down to Steeko. 3 on his Deagle. Glaive's on the way back to A.
What is happening? Glaive's been playing a phenomenal game though right now. 22 to his name. He can win this one, both half HP
I think
or
he's
less.
a very switched on individual. He's got this map. He's already starting to get his own reads. 39, and we're seeing evidence of it right now, Chad. He's actually pivoting through CT.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Knows where Steeko is.
Has to kill him.
Molly's his left side, and actually gets a chance for the
Oh.
fight. But Steeko's Deagle has continued to rain down hellfire.
What a round that was.
Oh, FPX have snatched another from Astralis there.
The margin for error on those A smokes, right? We've fiddled around with them a lot, right? And we're definitely not professional level players playing 12 hours a day, but it's very difficult to land those perfectly. You can see here Astralis, I'm not sure if they all landed perfectly. It's hard to see in all of that flurry.
Or even know. I mean, this is the first time we've seen him throw.
That's true
them.
as well. But in all of that mayhem right there, you can see how many players from FPX were there to fight that take onto the site. Difficult scenes. And now Astralis, well, they're left in a position where they have to full eco.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot now. Just as the Molly fades, they swing out from lamps and from ramp respectively. They've got full B lane control.
Now this is the power of that B control. You can leave 1 or 2 players around this entire area of the map. Maiden can lock down towards these B doors, and then you can focus more towards middle. You can have somebody ledge. It appears that Farley's already rotated on over there. So this is the power of getting this B lane completely under lock and key.
It's not my favorite call, but until a better is suggested, I think Farley in pit is what we're going to try and opt for, just so we're not saying cubby 6 times.
Yeah, we can't have a million cubbies, can we? Cutout works?
Cutout's not bad, but I hate the syllables.
Okay. We'll work on it.
Farley, baited and struggled to deal with the 4 players coming around that corner. Retrieval hindered. Then top fragger for FPX, and he's going to have an opportunity to add a couple more to the tally. Maiden got caught out a little bit there. He has the perfect weapon for the job, but just not enough bullets. Finished off for 12. Just the eco, losing 2 players. No one's really going to be writing home about that one.
Was interesting to note there, though, Alex, that they opted to have 3... I was going to call them Kriegs. Why would I call them a Krieg? It's definitely not a Krieg. It's a bullpup.
The bullpup, of course, yes.
3 orgs. So it was interesting to note that they opted for 3 orgs on their first kind of weapon round right there. So I guess a lot of those fights, especially if you consider from A to Lara or A to A main, they're quite long duels.
As a CT mid boy,
yeah.
I feel like all of the fights I've been taking with M4s would be easier with it at org, 100% of the time.
Well, there's that T-sided smoke over towards the lamp room.
That's nice. Look at the pacing of it. As Magisk arrived, it bloomed. Gives him options. Oh, and Maiden taking a lot of liberties. That's a lot of fight, and just the tip of Glaive's head. The swing, though, does come back in. Emmy to return fire and provides exactly what was necessary. Magisk, oh my goodness, look at this. It's just trading blows. Back and forth, the dominoes fall. They got 2 on A here. Mid control completely lost. Emmy floating towards shelf. It's a lot of responsibility on Emmy for the rest of this.
Yeah, he kind of needs to just sit and wait here. Hope he doesn't get flanked, because they are taking a risk, and Zipex and Dupree now working on this Lara control. We'll have to deal with Steeko in Temple.
Oh, this is such a good angle for the org. Such a good angle for the org. Dupree does not get much chance to shoot back. The patience on Emmy. Magisk was
might get both.
Waiting so long for this, and Emmy did not give him a thing. He has to get one here. That was the compulsory first. The second, not quite enough Mustard on the hot dog. And there you have it, Zen snatching the 13th. Even kill distribution, well held. It's these early frags and that early battle for B, which, and, you know, when I first played this map and we first discussed it, we felt like it was going to be, you know, defining of Ancient.
Yeah.
This battle for that early B info and those early battles between lights and that ramp.
I think now as it's starting to develop a little bit more and with the spawn changes, it makes more sense for the Ts. It's like, here, you can have this control a little bit easier, right? It's not a lot easier, but a little bit easier. And you're now seeing it starting to establish itself. In terms of the default approach, I think we're going to see so many, what we would call in the current meta of normal maps, gambly plays. Oh, there's that long aggression.
I'm scared for Maiden here. He can't go down. He'd have lost all that space in the blink of an eye, fortunately. That is an entirely imaginary state of play. Glaive, Molotov'd out. Lane cleared out. Of course, there is the beauty of that Polly's pocket, if you will.
It's a great name. I think Polly's or Pocket, or Polly's Pocket, is and if you had a sister, or if you had a Polly's Pocket, which we also had, there were the Mighty Max was the other version. They were pretty cool. Hey, Rushley.
Yo, what up?
How are you enjoying this?
Yeah, it's great. It's not bad.
Do you
it's playing
reckon-
a lot like our games.
Do you reckon we can get League Ops on the phone and they can just play out all 30 regardless of the result for us?
That would be nice.
Yeah?
Make it like a scrim sort of
Charges
thing.
only.
15 rounds on each side.
We'll just see it all the rounds get played on now, and I think that'll make everybody happy.
You know what,
here.
Chad? I'll send some messages. I'll see what we can do.
Thanks, Rush.
No worries.
He's not going to send a message, is he?
No, it's probably best if admins don't send messages, given the current climate.
Oh, dearie me. All right, this might be one of the last gun rounds Astralis has here on Ancient. Looks like an all-in towards this B-bomb side.
Yo, Bubsky's ahead of the molly. Emmy, you better be ready. No one's in the cubby. Emmy does tuck in on long. And Bubsky's already there. That's a big find. Magic's gone to Farley. We do see the bomb being planted. And there's so many smokes on the map right now.
Oh.
Straight through one. Magic's gone. Dupree steps up, but there's a flash that he's turned perfectly. Trade from Zipex, 2v3. And it's all happening all over the map. It is complete mayhem. Rush's fingers on fire, trying to keep track of it, but only Zipex remaining. And they can take their time with this. Sound cues available. One short, one long, one late to the party. It's Zen again to close the case. Dude, he's chasing 30. He wants to send Astralis to the lower bracket in a best of one on Ancient and do it with 30 frags under his belt.
It's been a great game here from Zen. You know, one of these players, he's obviously an older statesman, right? He's been around for some time, but more known for his lurky, clutchy ability. Here he's doing it all today, and I think good signs for this Emmy pickup as well. Heard Frankie talking about it with the boys on the desk. FPX have been one of these teams who have been in flux for what feels like forever. So it's finally good to see them settling on a in-game leader. And there's your anime boy for you, mate.
Yeah, feeling really good.
Which anime?
Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
I feel like he's going to dye his hair white and wear an eye patch shortly.
Well, there's that B-door smoke from Spawn. You can see it lands just as the T's arrive. Yeah, they can disrespect it.
Can't go through that one, Maiden. You can nade it, though.
Good damage.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh.
Well, Magisk is a shadow of his former self. He's, oh, could you leave me alone? If it was wallbangable, he's a dead man.
He's quite lucky at the moment that the map's not patched correctly, so can't hang around in Polly's pocket for now. But I assure you it'll change, everybody at home. I promise you. That's a Chad Birchall guarantee. Oh, damn, I shouldn't have done that.
Nice one, man. Clip that.
Okay, well, this is stalled on out, and mid-control is next on the docket.
Can I just talk about that Farley angle? As someone that's had to sit on an angle, as soon as you're holding anything that's not the one wide swing onto you and you're looking at shelf and the potentials, that elevated potential, whichever one you're not looking at, is most likely where they're going to be double peeking you like that. Thank you, camera crew. I love it. Oh, and he's just been pipped. Look at this, 2 different angles. It's so awkward to flick. He's lucky to get away with that, and already red has been taken.
Maiden's taking the gap here from B. So he's looking down the... Oh, he's not right now. He might get flanked. Surely they know there's a gap open. This is a huge gap. They're not even considering it.
Well, we've seen it before. Looks like we might see it again. But Emmy catching them just as they're setting up. That's the bomb! And he's got it as well! All of that power now lying on Dupree for this rotate. He has to cut it off. Emmy somehow has to defend that bomb. Dupree with so much to do. Already finding the first. The bomb's been retrieved completely without contact.
This is awkward.
Super awkward. And Astralis have thrived within this chaos. They do lose Dupree. They do lose Zipex. All of the fights working out for FPX. And they can finish it right here. It's only up to Glaive.
He's been a hero this map, though, hasn't he?
Ready. Ready. Ready, but not quite ready enough. Zen will finish it off as always. FPX, they justify it and they'll take their first official